This is how to win a drinking race. And
By cheating. How to cheat and win.
This week, we're gonna win a race, and we're not even gonna cheat.
Okay, well, can we pause and describe this guy?
Back in the day, I knew a guy whose grandpa or something, he slapped his wife, as you would do. Back in the day, slapping your wife was a little more normal.
She stepped out of line, right?
And he slapped her ear, and it ruptured her eardrum. And she was deaf in one ear.
Damn. You know, stuff like that is why you should make sure that the chicken is warm when I get home.
That is a big sensitive thing about you. How do they do that in UFC? You can't do an open hand slap.
I think you can. They used to do it. Like back in the day, like Ken Shamrock in underwear. Like back when you could just choose your own uniform.
No, yeah, I'm not too familiar with, but I saw a little bit of pride fighting and I know nothing about it, but it's cool that it's a wrestling ring, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's about
and they would have wrestlers in Pride fight like real guys. Like Alberto Del Rio fought Mirko Krokop wearing a mask. Like a fake pro wrestler got in the ring with like a guy that's an actual fucking Croatian henchman murderer.
Yeah, he was. He was like he was one of those guys that worked. He was like legally murdered hundreds of people. Like there's guys like that.
And if they're white, we're like, dude, he's badass.
Yeah, not dangerous at all. But he was a Pride fighter, fought Alberto Del Rio, which I used to watch on WWE when I was a kid. And I always thought he was like European. And then
that's so crazy.
Because he was like, he's Mexican, 100%. He's like has a Mexican flag he runs out with and talks. But like he has like almost like an Italian accent. Like I don't know. So I kind of associated him with like a Spaniard. I thought he was like a Spaniard.
Yeah, he's definitely a Spanish-looking Mexican guy. Not an indigenous-looking Mexican guy.
The clip is awesome when he fights in Pride, and he's the only guy ever to wear a mask in a real fight.
Yeah,
and it hinders his fighting ability.
Yeah, he gets kicked in the dome, and it like goes sideways. You can't even see. It's like when Rey Mysterio was getting his mask pulled on.
Oh yeah, or when he got his head smushed by the Great Khali.
Yeah, top 10 most devastating moments on television history.
They went way too far with that. I remember me and my sister watching that as a kid.
No, Ray!
Like, they literally are killing... Like, why is nobody doing anything about it?
Yeah.
His blood is coming out of his mouth.
Match!
And they would promo it for weeks with Khali squishing the watermelon.
Yeah.
With his...
massive Indian hands.
Yeah, his Indian hands. And he had that guy who would be his manager who spoke English because he didn't.
The Punjabi paw print.
Was his finisher was the and he got his own match that they still kind of do, the Punjabi prison matches.
They invested like 60 grand to make that ring, and they're like, well, we're not throwing it away just because the Great Khali is 72 and has dementia and can't walk.
They realized it's more like cheaper than the steel cage match, so they just try to
it's lighter weight. The bamboo.
It's a reusable. I mean, the steel cage is like the very first one, I think. Allegedly with Undertaker and Mankind, they keep saying it wasn't supposed to open up when he choke slammed Mankind and he fell through the top.
Yeah,
they still stand by the fact that wasn't supposed to happen. And then Mick is like, it actually saved my life that it happened.
Yeah,
or like he says some shit like that.
I love guys that have the craziest story, but they have to just keep adding on to it. Like, what we know about that, it's already insane. You don't need to add on, like, and the doctor said that if I would have been in there for one more minute, I would have passed away.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
People love to do that. Like, the story will be insane. It'll be like, yeah, I was driving my car and I got hit and I flew off a bridge and landed into a volcano, but I caught myself by a twig. And then I got out and the doctor said that if I had been in the fire for one more minute, I would have burned to death.
Yeah, I mean, I can't, off the top... I know that like people like will tell stories about their grandparents in war, and it's always too good to be true. Like it's never just like, sometimes it is like they don't talk about it, but it's like, I don't know if I had any family.
He went behind a tree and shit his pants for 6 hours and then got kicked out.
Fucking or like if it's ever a plane, dude, he was a fight. I hear that more than anything. Like he was in the Air Force.
Fighter pilot
shit. Like
Top Gun.
I'd love to be
Fighter pilot?
I'd love to have a plane, but it's just too much. You got to dedicate your life to that shit. And you got imagine being a pilot. You have to wake up at 4 a.m. to go, and you're tired, and you're like, "Oh shit, I got to go fly a plane with 4,000 people in it." Like, how the fuck do you have the nerve to do that shit?
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, you can't do drugs. Like,
Oh yeah.
you can't do drinking the night before. Like, maybe some of them do. That's
That movie. There's a movie about that with Denzel Washington. I only saw the beginning, and there's tits on it.
Wasn't there a pilot that was like he was depressed and he just did that shit? He just like woke up the next day and just crashed the whole plane.
No, but that's fucking. Those guys have way too much power.
Yeah, it happened. There's a story about that. It was can't say the word because the algorithm, but this guy,
He took it over,
yeah,
or was he a pilot?
no, he was a pilot. He did it himself. He self crashed the plane
Okay.
purposely.
Yeah.
And
With a bunch of people.
with a
on it?
bunch of people in it. And his co-pilot had to take a piss or something, and then he locked him out because of all the post 9/11 shit. You can actually completely seal the cabin from not only terrorists but the other pilot.
That's the thing about security is it goes both ways. Like when people are thinking about like, dude, I'll put a lock here and a lock there and do this and that, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, I saw trapped myself.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's not exactly funny, but kind of related to when I used to have my dogs. When I first had them, I had them crate trained, and then I realized like at some point it's like the risk of them fucking up my carpet versus the risk that like you're also if there's a fire or something, they don't even have a chance.
Yeah.
Like that was what made me completely stop. Was
You
like,
go in the house after the fire and it looks like a Costco chicken.
yeah, it's just a Minecraft 2D chicken floating, and then you just walk over like fuck. I can't. My lips aren't wet enough to do the picking up sound. Dude, I guess.
Dude, do you do birthday parties?
We get the guy who did Minecraft. Nah. Dude, you know what's funny about Minecraft is so crazy inspirational, except for in the sense that anybody can make the best-selling game of all time, literally, because that was not
a Swedish alt-right guy made the best game ever.
Yeah, it is believable that it was like a one-man thing for the majority of it. You know, obviously now they up, but even just like version whatever before most kids even heard about Minecraft was still decent, and it was the most selling game. But the sound effects, every sound effect in that game, any person with a tongue and mouth can do those sound effects 1-to-1 ratio. It's
and
like
they never updated it.
the creeper is literally just it's that the zombies just and it's not talented voiceovers or anything. I don't know who did that. I think it was the alt-right creator. That he's like
it was Notch edging.
Notch is like he's gonna have a P Diddy cancellation eventually, I think.
Yeah, it was hilarious. He got the bag from Minecraft and like sold it, and then it was like, all right guys, coming to my party in LA, and there was like videos of him having like an actual P Diddy party with like an A-list celebrity crew, like for Notch, a like fat Swedish guy that wore a fedora.
He got sick of debugging the Nether, and then realized he wanted the Olsen twins doing coke in his Beverly Hills house.
Yeah. Also, this is a weird way to feel old because it's both like young because it's Minecraft, but like I don't even know. Like people are like Minecraft speedrun. Like you can win in Minecraft now.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Like that shit wasn't even around when I played that. I don't even like Minecraft is too high IQ for me now.
Yeah, to beat the Ender Dragon. But the thing is, that's how you win, is to kill the Ender Dragon. The thing is, Minecraft is a randomly generated world. So it would be kind of unfair to compare two different random runs because your resources are all different variables. So what they do is they all agree on a handful of seeds, and there's like the one main seed, and it's the perfect world where you spawned right by coal or some shit, like so you could start your and then and everyone goes, and then there's a diamond on the left block on the underneath, and then you go and get that.
You know what I hate about that and why I would never watch that is they have the like debug shit where it's like an aimbot thing looking where it shows like squares around everything
Yeah.
and it looks retarded. Like I'm not fucking watching that. It's
And
ugly.
and people do, and there's like these conventions where they have a crowd of like 50 people. Yeah.
Get the diamond.
Speed runs are cool. I like the glitch ones, honestly.
I hate the fucking glitch.
The only appeal to me is just to see how fast you could theoretically get to the end. Because if you ever actually like play some of these games, like you'll spend an hour and you maybe did 5% of the game. These guys like 10 minutes and they did the whole game. And the games have like a ton of
and
content.
you always have to do like some cheese shit, so they're literally like jumping backwards the whole time.
Yeah, they like run to get the first item you need, and then they go to some corner, and then they're like, all right, now I do the jump. And then you're just like jumping on the side of the wall, and then you fling to the end mission.
And then
like,
right when you get in the top 10, they award you with estrogen and nutrients.
yeah, that seems to be the case.
Yeah, that's the final level of when you're the best speedrunner.
There was a speedrunner who did like The Legend of Zelda, and it was like a pretty compelling, like out of all the nerds who do that shit, this guy seemed interesting and respectable, and then he turned into he had changed his name to Narcissia.
Oh, I heard about this guy. He's like certifiably insane, right?
Yeah.
Like beyond, I'm not saying that the trans, like way beyond that. Like schizophrenia level crazy person.
I think the hormones, like no joke, I think the hormones messed up his hands and like just slightly or whatever.
He can't stop doing the single ladies dance all the time.
and now he can't get the pixel glitch on Skyward Sword. So
oh damn! The proof that girl gamers suck.
yeah, he turns into a girl.
Girl gamers suck eggs.
Now he can't focus on all the pixel glitches and RNG.
Yeah, it is funny every time there's like actually a sick girl gamer. You read the comments, it's like she's hacking, and they're right. She is hacking, like that Nadia girl.
Yeah. She was like a big. I used to see her when Warzone was huge, which I really miss. Warzone was like the golden era of my adult gaming.
Everybody was playing it. All races were on the Warzone.
The pandemic. It was the last time I talked to a black person was when. Now it's just fucking over. We don't play. They don't see him on Overwatch. But
maybe on console.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I might get a console for that new GTA set in Florida. Fucking.
I'm not waiting 18 months. How lame is that shit?
That's so I wanted to play the old one, the GTA 4, just for the theme song because I've been listening to that. But yeah, fucking I get behind.
He bought a 360 camera and he's been walking around playing the GTA 4 theme song on a speaker everywhere he goes.
It's fucking hype, dude.
Yeah.
That shit is the best theme song out of all of them. I tried to listen to 5. It's like ass.
5 is pretty weak, yeah.
I've never played San Andreas.
Wow.
Maybe I should.
That's maybe the best one.
It
has the most unique features.
And I think it's by far the best jump, I think, from like 3 or whatever the next one was, Vice City, which I've also never played.
Yeah, but San Andreas to 4 is pretty crazy too.
But
it's very improved. But yeah, we're doing video game podcast.
Video games, guys, let us know.
We might have to cut some of that. But you wanted to show me these guys that have a YouTube channel from back in the day.
Yeah, we were talking about Howcast and Expert Village, and in the same lieu of those guys, like that I remember when I was a kid watching YouTube, I remember this guy with spiky hair, and I mentioned him on one of the last episodes, but I found him, and it's Scam Nation, and this guy's like Billy Bushwick or something, I don't know his name, but I have 2 clips here. I was showing 2 scams that you could do, and
how to do ATM fraud on your grandma.
I want to play just the intro because this is
what is this one?
This is how to win a drinking race.
By cheating. How to cheat and win.
This week, we're gonna win a race, and we're not even gonna cheat.
Okay, well, can we pause and describe this guy?
Yeah, okay, so right off the bat. Oh, yeah, he knows we're gonna describe him, so.
Yeah, in case there's audio listeners. This guy, he appears to be about 48 years old, and he's leaning behind a tree, and he has, like, a high fade, but then on top, gelled up spikes, and he has probably 70 spikes, big, long, pointed spikes, and it appears to be around 2009. So already this is like, you're crazy for even having this. Like,
Yes.
if you look at the other people in these videos, he's the only person even close to having this style. But the problem with it is he doesn't embrace, like, he doesn't dress like Power Man 5000, which is what you have to do if you have that haircut. You have to
Yeah.
wear like goggles and be like a guy from Fusion Frenzy. But he's wearing a shirt with Texas on it and fucking Levi jeans with a black belt. Like, you have to go all out if you're gonna do this shit. You
Uh,
can't just have this haircut and just rock it like a normal guy.
Maybe he just thought that this would kind of be to help get him over with the fans and
It looks like when he puts it down, he has an Edgar cut.
oh yeah, probably. But maybe it just wouldn't have been as convincing as the scam artist without
That's a
it.
white guy, if you couldn't tell by the rest of the description.
And his spikes are solid. This amount of gel he used, it's like completely varnished and sealed, weather sealed.
Yeah, when he buys weed, he just rubs it on the top of his head to grind it.
This one is how to chug a beer really fast. He gets his friends to do it, and then
His friend who looks like Chris Van Vliet, stretch head looking ass.
Down. All right, ready? Set, go.
oh, this fucking stupid music.
Apparently, all of his tricks, you have to look like a fucking homo.
Yeah, he's got a 5-camera shoot. He can't even do his own trick, by the way.
You watch beer leaking down this man's chin while he's like deep throating the bottle with a straw in it, and it's like, oh, it's not worth winning $20 to do that in front of all these people.
Yeah, that's what I brought it up originally. It was like the idea behind that you're gonna win money by betting strangers to do these tricks.
This has to be tips for the only people this is useful for is the homeless people. Like,
How to get a gay magician boyfriend is probably more what this is a tutorial for. This one is the coup de grace. I think this is the nail up your nose, the human blockhead.
only
trick.
like a foreign lady would think you're cool for this. Like, nobody in America
Yeah.
is going for this.
An 80-year-old Filipino.
I don't have the audio. Is there audio?
Oh, here we go.
So you line it up there.
How to put a nail up your nose? Why? Okay, so he just put an actual nail manufactured in China, probably lots of lead and oh my god! And now he's hammering it using a beer glass into his nose, into his sinus.
And look at his hair. He's a fucking porcupine.
Yeah. He has to be careful when he gets in the car. He'll fuck up his roof.
Damn, this is Little Dicky back in the day. Yeah, but this is it
And
goes
now
up
he's having
your
his
cavity.
homie he pulls
Yeah.
out the
And
booger.
then, by the way, right on the public table.
Just
watch
sets
this.
the nail down.
Ew, it's
Ew.
slimy. I'm gonna set it right there. Wow. Okay. Well,
What was this for? Who is this guy? Scam Nation is the channel.
it's bar tricks. Scam Nation is the ultimate home for learning and showcasing magic, including the vast back catalog of Scam School and Scam School Remix. Sorry, it's hard to read that, but pick a lock, bump key. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, how to break in
house.
your ex-girlfriend's house.
Yeah, so a lot of stuff involved beer and cards and how to get
How to drink beer while you shuffle a deck of cards with your fucking ass cheek.
yeah, pool tricks.
Shuckle.
How to bet the bartender, how to get a scam to get money, get more change back from your bartender. Shit
Step
like
1,
that.
change your name to a more Jewish sounding name.
Bushelstein.
Step 2, apply for a loan.
That's Nick Bushelstein's scam school. It's like, first of all, offer a new customers
High APR loans.
yeah.
Scam school.
Now I bet you I can't loan you $5,000 and collect interest.
Yeah, that's good. Is there any other classic videos you know from this channel or like things you want to point out before we move on?
Yeah, we might want to move on. I mean, it's kind of obnoxious the way they would make videos back in the day. I mean, these don't need to be 10 minutes long, these videos. Like, they have a whole ass intro. He's got to introduce his nobody friends and shit and then tell a story about levitate. Oh, the thumbnail on this one might be worth it. alone. Oh, here we go. We'll just play this one before we get off. Oh, he's getting iced.
You gotta buy a Smirnoff Ice. One knee and chug a Smirnoff Ice.
That was not worth it. I'm sorry.
Damn, dude, that guy was chugging that Smirnoff, dude. Damn. Oh shit.
Oh, the ladies love it though. That guy smelled like shit.
Yeah.
His spiky hair.
I want to hit you with something you can pull up. This is my surprise for today.
Oh yeah.
Something.
I wasn't
this
allowed.
This is our Be Amazed. So if you want to be amazed, you got to know about this. This is one of the most amazing stories you're ever gonna hear.
Let's see.
All right, so open that image up. It's got a whole tail. So, a picture of a woman, and it says, after the passing of her husband, Mary Ann Bevan had no income to support herself and her children. She then she then decided to enter a contest where she won the title of Ugliest Woman and was later hired by the circus. She endured this ridicule from the world to provide for her family. Aren't you amazed by this picture? Be amazed.
Oh yeah, wow. I don't go on this
So this is
Humans Are Metal.
it was a cross post.
Oh, it was a cross post. Okay.
Yeah.
Be amazed. I'm not amazed. I'm really not.
Yeah.
And
So she won the world's ugliest woman contest.
she was hired at the circus. Wow, look at how ugly. It's really just
The circus exhibit though of like, here's a strong man, the bearded lady, the bitch who's ugly. Like that's not incredible. Like what were people really like, look at how ugly this bitch is. Whoa, they just go and point at her and like, oh my god. What why is she for the circus? Like what is she? Because like, you have to have a tagline.
yeah, maybe she was like the ugliest person who agreed to do it because like
I mean, dude. She looks like fucking Detective Hank Schrader.
she does kind of look like the Great Khali, actually.
Yeah.
It's the jaw
That might be Photoshop. That might be fucking ASAC Schrader.
after the passing. Also, this could be bullshit. That could just be like
Yeah, for sure. I just thought it was hilarious. Like, and then she joined the circus after. Like, she didn't have to do all of that.
before and this is so stupid. This is bullshit. What is this?
That's what she used to look like.
Oh, she really looked like fucking Nicole Kidman or whatever, and then
Yeah.
turned into
Dare says this is what happens if you try marijuana.
yeah. She got her ass beat for being a Karen.
Stupid white owned. Get fucking owned, bitch.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fucked up. That's so mean.
I know, yeah. But also be amazed, like that's not amazing. That's sad as shit. I'm not amazed by that. Or be amazed. Dude, that's amazing. That you won the world's ugliest bitch award. That's so crazy.
They're
can't
really
even
running
believe
out of content, yeah. Dude, I want to see some amazing shit. Look at how fucking ugly that lady is. That is amazing. What's next? Dude, Jupiter high resolution picture.
Literally, yeah. Be amazed.
How a bee pollinates.
Or like a Chinese guy like stacking up some rocks really high.
Yeah, how he stacks them up fast and perfectly.
Yeah. It was between that or a lady whose face looks like a baseball mitt.
I just like to learn something new every day. That's just me.
Dude, do you know about Mary, whatever the fuck her name is? Mary O'Hare? I forget her name.
Wow.
Her name wasn't ugly enough for how ugly. She should have had a stage name.
The circuit, yeah.
Like Quetus. Quetus von Belch should have been her name.
She's the real inspiration for King Kong. Or I can't think of another old
She's
monster
ugly.
reference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Frankenstein.
There you go.
There you go.
Uglybitch.com. She
Fuck.
sells merch of her.
Does any old
The t-shirt that they sold there, like I saw the ugliest bitch and lived to tell the tale. The merch line for the ugly woman.
you get your picture taken with the
Me
ugliest
with
bitch?
the ugliest bitch in the world. Like back before they had Facebook, guys would have photo albums and be like, and here's me with the world's ugliest woman.
He's like, "Why is that lady signing autographs?" She's the ugliest lady in the world. She's really popular.
What if like a different lady got confused with her? How offensive that is.
Are you the ugliest lady in the world? What? No. No, okay. I thought.
You thought the circus owner's wife was the ugliest woman in the world. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
That's so mean.
You can't escape it. Yeah. We go to the circus and
Also, the thought of the sleazeball guys running that, like they were wearing a suit that they hadn't washed in weeks, and like, people over here, we have the ugliest woman in the world.
when she gets mad. Hey, you don't know how lucky you got it. I got 5 other ugly bitches who would be dying to do this. They're twice as ugly as you.
We got a lady that got stepped on by a horse. We'll have your ass on the street in no time.
You're looking a lot better yesterday. What happened?
Yeah.
I do an Italian accent or New York accent. It's the only one I do.
That's a good. That's a sleazeball accent, and we're doing a sleazeball character.
Did they have a big circus? I feel like that was more of a southern thing. Like it's just something that would have never appealed to me. Just like because it is at the end of the day, it's like kind of scamming people. Fucking shout out to Scam School.
No, the real legit like Ringling Brothers. You got to see some wild shit. They had people on ropes. They had tigers, an elephant and shit. It was super unethical.
Right, but
and then the show stopped. So for like 23 hours, 30 minutes of every day, the elephant's in a 1x1 shipping container with no windows.
Exactly. I don't think they did it right. Like they did it, but that's a lot of shit. I feel like people who make huge livings off of a particular industry, but they're older, so they did it at a time where you wouldn't be allowed to do some of that stuff today.
Like trucking, everyone who was a trucker in 1980 is like, yeah, you just do meth and stay up for 27 hours and drive the whole route.
Yeah, and like even like my dad used to tell me like selling or he was like a title agent and he would sell houses or something like whatever they do. He'd be like, yeah, dude, it was fucking easy. You just the banks would just give out the loans or whatever. I don't really know how that works, but like it's something you couldn't do anymore. But like I think that eventually there'll be something we can't do. Like fucking
it's already happening.
I don't know how they do it, but it's kind of amazing that we could still even think freely. Like they don't control our thoughts.
That's coming for sure.
I think that will come.
Yeah. Yeah. You get zapped every time you think it's funny to laugh at the ugliest woman in the world.
Like we'll be able to go, dude. I remember it was easy because back then you could think whatever you wanted to, so you could always just think about it. And now they can't do that.
Now to rebel, you have to be sporadic about it. You have to do like some fucking dumbass Robin Williams comedy to like rebel against the government. Ooh, I'm a guy. Doing that stupid ass shit.
You gotta be just an ironic life. The whole life is ironic.
But every thought, or every action has to be spontaneous with no thought behind it. But it has to be geared towards you rebelling somehow.
That's like the Truman Show, which you haven't seen.
Yeah.
But
scares me.
That's right. That's a scary movie. I stay up all night after watching that.
I'm too scared. There's been some spooky movies. It is going to be October. We might have to do some spooky season episodes and get spooky.
I don't love horror movies, but I do love how they're very simple and have like a charm to them. But like they're not my favorite kind of movies for sure. I mean, especially when it's like
women love them.
Yeah, why are they like getting?
Women just want to get cut in half so fucking bad.
Yeah, they want a knife wielding serial killer to chase them around.
Yeah, every day my girlfriend complains that I never pull any weapons on her. She says, "Why don't you chase me around the house with a fucking tire iron?"
Why don't you like wear a mask and then like carve messages into the wall for me to find later? Like a serial killer, like
oh my god, I love him. He chained me to the radiator all night. Yeah.
Fucking who has when you just have a radiator to chain people, because I don't know what else the fuck they're used for.
Yeah, that's all it's for. It's meant to hook people up too.
It's a good anchor point for humans in captive.
Yeah, the original idea, it was a deep south invention, the radiator. They didn't have them up north, no radiators.
Be like, the radiator's broken. I thought that meant that like it was cold in the house.
Yeah, no, that means she got free.
Yeah, it just meant there.
Fuck, where is she? The radiator's broke. No!
That's one thing that's nice is we generally as men don't have to worry about that. Nobody's gonna.
Yeah, you'd definitely kill me after a week. I'd be so fucking annoying. Like, it would not be worth it to have me in your basement.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just not a useful sex slave. Like,
Well, we'll see about that.
yeah, at P Diddy's party, maybe. But yeah, I don't think like I think I'm outside the age range too of being.
There's
in a
somebody
sex
that wants your
dungeon.
ass in their dungeon for sure.
If you want my ass in a dungeon, comment below, guys. Let me know. Because I don't think the answer is yes. But
You're underselling it, dude. Don't downplay your appeal to dungeon masters everywhere.
there's
Dungeon masters are either guys that need to go to jail for the rest of their life or just nerds that drink IPAs.
yeah, two types of
Yeah.
dungeon master.
Yeah.
You either have a locked cargo shipping crate in your backyard, or D&D.
Imagine having one of those. Like, you'd have to like put a big sign on it, like "No ladies in here. No one's in here." Like, having a shipping container on your property is so sus. Like, I would get rid of that shit immediately when I took whatever thing I was getting delivered out of it.
The Panama Canal is crazy. They just dug through a fucking continent just because it's easier.
And didn't like 2,000 people die or something? Like a shit ton of people died during the making of that.
Definitely. It's crazy. It's like like 2 people die for every Arby's that gets made. Like the construction
Yeah.
statistics. I don't think that's true, but
Yeah,
maybe
it
a
does happen.
skyscraper. Like literally, like they built the World Trade Centers before 9/11 and people already died and fell off them. It just happens.
Yeah. My son died in the Twin Towers in
And
1984.
dude, on the bright side, you died on 9/10. You're the only guy.
Yeah. Dude, I died at the Twin Towers before it was cool.
It is wild the 9/11 statistic like that. Like I'm no expert in how the schedule worked that day, but how a weirdly low amount of people were in it, like in compared to what it should have been.
Yeah.
Like if they did it on a Friday at 5
Just a couple of
p.m.
folks got some intel.
Yeah, it was like
It's
only
skedaddle.
it was like it would have been like 30,000 people.
Yeah.
Like, but it was only like 6,000 people,
Yeah.
or maybe even 2. I forget if it's 2 or 3, but
It's 2,000. And then like 3,000 later.
yeah, but
Because people are still dying from that. Doesn't that suck? It's like, so it's 25 years past 9/11 and you just die from 9/11 related shit still. Because people got emphysema or whatever.
breathing in all that fucking
That sucks. One exposure to something that bad can murk you. That's why I like that YouTube short you showed me of the guy putting the toothpick.
Oh yeah, there's a guy who he's making a
Call him out. What is this guy's channel actually? Fuck this guy. I hate this guy.
I gotta find it. It was
It was recently.
it was like yesterday. Here it is. It is the-
Chef Thompson.
Small piece of plastic
No
on
P.
the end of the sandwich pick that holds the deep fried cheesecake together.
The
People were
plastic
worried
doesn't
that
melt in the fryer
plastic
face
would
palm.
melt and get into their food, which is a completely valid
So he puts
point,
a
but whatever the
sandwich
material
toothpick
is
into
on
a
the end of the
burrito
pick,
or
it has
something
a
and sticks it
higher
in the
melting
fryer.
point than the oil. You can see the plastic
Listen
go
to
into
his
the fry on the
explanation there.
end of the
Yeah,
sandwich
sorry.
pick that holds the deep fried cheesecake together. People were worried that the plastic would melt and get into their food, which
It's
is
like a
completely
frilly
valid
toothpick.
point, but whatever the material is on the end of the pick, it has a higher melting point than the oil. You can see the
whatever the material is, it still looks like it comes out okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, how fucking ignorant to get called out on that and then still continue to do it and justify it. Like, they make toothpicks without that shit. You know that, right?
Yeah, they don't want to buy a special $5 box of 4,000 toothpicks.
Literally, that's how much it would cost. It would not be expensive.
Yeah, you can't be, but we don't have space for another set of toothpicks.
So we're just gonna give people like, dude, if you have that twice a week for lunch, if you're like a construction worker, you'll probably get cancer over the course of 2 years.
or just like anything in that fryer.
Yeah, that's so true.
Like because it's leaching into the fryer. But this is kind of common, not this particularly, but it's
this
used
level of ignorance.
when plastics being used in shit that maybe at home you would just be like, but like the amount of plastics that
At restaurants.
that get cooked. We don't do poached eggs, but I feel like a lot of people literally use a plastic bag and poach the egg in that.
Oh, yeah, no.
And then sous vide and shit. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I
but
just got turned off of sous vide in the last year because I was like, wait, what about like I'm literally cooking it in a fucking Ziploc bag.
You gotta
That
use
can't be good.
an organic lamb kidney. Like,
Dude, if that was an option, I would do it for sure.
you gotta use a fucking a turtle lung zip up the feature. But
Yeah.
yeah, this guy, he, I hope he gets what's coming to him for this. But the like to dislike ratios, but the comments definitely are not on his side. Not melting does not mean not leaching. As an environmental chemist named with a fucking, I can't even read that name, but anyway.
Yeah, the comments are getting after his ass, so shout out to the community for not standing by his bullshit. And if people know that restaurant, I wouldn't fucking eat there. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's got 1,000,000 subs, so
Intentionally putting like he knows about it. If you're making that mistake, I don't think that's cool, but it's a mistake.
I'm gonna be honest. I think like it never occurred to me to. I have like a GoPro, and I would never put it on my head and film myself working. Like that is so
Your employer
annoying.
can't like that. Like,
Yeah, and like it's annoying for your coworkers probably too. Like,
privacy of everybody, yeah.
and they do shit too. Like I haven't seen it, but I see some people where they do involve their coworkers.
I'd be like, I'm not working on any shifts with this guy ever. Fix the schedule.
With the fucking giant, and the GoPro too is like, it's not sleek. It's like a giant camera on your head, and you're fucking making a burrito for a guy. And then I love the guys who don't have social skills who try to be the next like Subway kid, and they'll be like, do you mind if I record you for social media?
Do people get in fights all the time at your job? Not like
Mm.
fist fights, but like argument fights.
Not really.
When I worked at a place like that, it was a war zone half the time. People were always arguing, like screaming matches, but and then they would go back to the dish pit as if that makes it inaudible to the people in the restaurant, which it doesn't. Like they could definitely still hear this fucking loud ass Boston man scream in another guy's face. Earlier this week, I walked into a public restroom. The setup was like a urinal and then a stall, and I just had to pee, so I go to the urinal, but somebody's in the stall, and I hear from in there, and the surface-to-air missile has a range of 14.3 kilometers. This guy's watching, like, modern weapons micro-documentaries while he takes a shit on speakerphone in public. I'm like, what the fuck? That's next level-tism.
Yeah, that's fucked
That's
up.
hard mode.
Maybe put your AirPods in for that.
Yeah. Well, that's a bold move to be like, yo, I'm just watching something in here while I take a shit. Everybody.
I hate people who, like, they'll just watch something in full on their phone speaker.
Yeah,
in
that makes
public.
me infuriated.
Yeah, it's like that shit is so loud.
Yeah.
And it makes no sense. Content nowadays is like so obnoxious. So if you can't see it and you just hear it, it'd be like
Yeah.
in the robot voice, like,
My neighbor said that she could see me from her pool. It's always some dumbass shit. And then if you hear like somebody swiping through the reels, it's like the most fucking, it becomes clear how brain rot it is when you just hear the audio of like the same 6 trend songs and then some bullshit with like the sound effects. The same sound. Oh my God. Like, just playing 12 times over and over.
no, yeah. No, that is so true.
Yeah.
Fucking
It'll fry your brain, fellas. That's
yeah.
why I specified that my algorithm is only disabled people.
Mine is too now, and homeless people living in their cars by choice.
Oh yeah, how about you want to talk about that guy that had the non-optimal setup for that?
Yeah, this is guy who's like a nomad. Like all these people are not actually homeless. They're
More of
literally
a gonad, if you ask me.
they're these car campers living in my car, guys. They seem to be doing this by choice. And they also don't work, so it's like a kind of a different. It's like you're living in your car, but you're also choosing not to really own anything. Like
I have everything I need right here, brother.
so it is homeless, but it's a different kind of homeless where they have thousands of dollars like in the bank still. And but this guy did it in a Camaro. He like Camaro 2-door. He kits it out. He has like a bed set up. He's got a sink and like a working water.
He has to be like laying down to do anything.
I could pull it up, and he makes a shrimp ramen dinner with the car off, with the windows up and everything. And he's even saying like, "Oh, it kind of smells like shrimp in here a little bit, but I'm gonna make some coffee."
That's so gross. Like shrimpifying your car
Yeah, this is
into the
very-
fabric of your
At this
seats.
point, I'm just kind of beat.
Look at how uncomfortable this looks.
Is he cleaning the dishes or? Oh, he's already done cooking. Yeah, here.
Is he Russian or something?
I don't think he's. I think he's like South American, or yeah, like he's got the shrimp in there. But he's in a Camaro right now, and I don't know why he would choose this particular.
Ew. He has shrimp juice all over his hands and he's touching the outside of the fucking raw shrimp juice all over his hands, touching everything in his home kitchen, which is his whole car.
Oh yeah, no, he's getting shrimp juices everywhere, and those have the legs on him too. He doesn't have time to clean them or anything. I mean, he might want. They might be cleaned, but
This looks pretty good, actually. I like some
I would
Cajun
put the
shrimp.
AC on. Like, why? Like, are you really?
Crack a window.
Yeah. Another thing too is I would put the windows up after this.
Yeah.
But he's
Dude,
out.
this is so getting into the ceiling of his car.
He's outside of a guy's house though. Like he shows it in the beginning. He's just parked on the street outside a guy's house.
That's such a stressful life for yourself. Why would you choose that? Like every night you gotta worry about getting kicked out and police coming to you and shit. Like it's not chill.
Yeah, I would not want to do and then taking a shit.
Yeah.
How do you take a shit? That's the #1 problem.
If you look at the neighborhood app, it's probably like, so whose dog keeps taking a shit in my yard?
Yeah.
Taking a massive ramen shit. Did he take off the shells? I don't think he did.
No, he's gonna suck them off and then.
No, he's not. I'm not watching that.
They got really hot from cooking inside the car.
Oh my god, he's red. It's uncomfortable.
He's got jerk seasoning on his face. They got.
He's sweating from making shrimp in his car. That's disgusting.
Yeah, this is uncomfortable.
That's so good.
It looks so like he still has a sweater on. Like,
Why didn't he take the
I'm just
fucking
laying my food right on my
shells
bed.
off? The seasoning's gonna come off with the. There goes all the seasoning.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, you're right.
Cajun on shellfish
There
is
it goes. Right down the drain.
I was gonna cook a
Right on the
lobster in this
floorboard.
car, but I had mixed feelings about people liking it or not liking it, since it would be a live lobster, right? So I just played it safe.
He's gonna cook. You should have cooked a lobster, you idiot.
Oh, I think I know what kind of custom pizza I want tonight. We're making shrimp scampi pizza, folks. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, and make yourself
Also, ramen
start to
noodles
cook
are
at
so
home.
underrated.
Save money.
You can make
Save
so many
that money,
things with them.
guys.
Yeah.
I
Because people
remember
at
the
your
first time
favorite
I slept in
restaurant,
the
they're
car.
throwing fucking plastic. I saw a guy to eat a Snickers bar and throw the wrapper into the fryer.
And that's going in your food, guys. That's what you're eating.
Yeah. I saw a guy put a whole Lego set into the fryer. I saw a guy put a Fisher Price walkie-talkie.
Don't worry, the Legos they come out, they don't melt, so they're fine.